What's up, Panda dudes? Peter Von Panda here. Hey, I just bought myself this TORRAS red iPhone case for the iPhone 7 Plus. Apple is on fire right now with their red iPhone, and so if you want that look, you can kind of add it with these cases. I showed you one of these before, or maybe even a couple of them before, but this TORRAS one was actually a little hard to get. TORRAS, not Taurus like the bull, because it's been sold out a long time. And actually I ordered it and it didn't come. I found it from another vendor, so I ordered it there and it finally came. I'm not sure what the Super Chick thing is. It's obviously kind of their logo or something, so can't keep that in mind. Super Chick right there. It's like silk screened on. But man, this is a shiny metallic red. I think this is kind of very much like the anodized aluminum. If you're looking for that look, I mean, this one is blingy. It's pretty cool. It has like this kind of soft velvety feel, only because it's slick, you know. I mean, it doesn't show fingerprints. It's, you know, to me, if I were just looking at this, I would say this is an anodized red aluminum piece of material, but it's plastic. And it looks great. You know, the finish is in the plastic somehow because it obviously goes all the way through. So if we take a quick tour of it, it is very thin. You can see here on the side, the edge where you've got the plastic. You can see there's a couple cuts down here low because that's to get it in, especially when it's a really tight, slim fit like this. You've got to have something give a little bit. So it's kind of nice that there are some cuts right here in the bottom, cutouts for speakers, microphone on the bottom. You have molded in kind of hinged buttons for the volume rockers, a big cutout here for the mute switch. And you can see, I mean, how slim and thin the plastic is. Filled in all the way around the top, and then also like another hinged on one side molded in buttons. So the cool thing is here, you'll have, you know, the whole thing looking red, even your buttons. You won't have, you know, the color of your iPhone sticking out there, kind of giving it away. Now, the cutout for the camera is going to obviously reveal it, but you can see here a little bit of a raised lip to give protection around the housing for the camera, it looks like, and then a separate cutout for the microphone and speakers. So let's go ahead and put it in. I think you put in kind of the top first because you're going to use that bottom as the kind of allow it to fit in there. So, you know, presses in pretty easily. Did that all real time, baby. And you can see here, we hit the power button, no problem. Feels nice, you know, nothing snags on there. Cutouts on the bottom, everything lines up great. It's holding really well. I mean, it feels good in the hand. It is really very, very slim. I mean, it almost feels like a naked iPhone, you know, maybe with a vinyl skin or something like that. The power button I already showed you works. Volume rockers, easy to click. You've got a pretty wide opening here. I have no problems getting it with my fingernail in that opening. I think that's thanks to the slim plastic. And then the last thing is we want to take a look at this camera housing. You can see really tight fit. You know, the ridge here kind of butts up right against that lowest part of the bezel part of the camera housing, so it's nice and tight. And it looks like the camera housing will be just a little bit lower than this raised edge here, so you should have a little bit of protection if you put this down, face down on, you know, stone or something like that. You don't have to worry about the crystal there getting scratched or impacted directly. And I think it's sapphire. I thought Apple's using sapphire in that, so it should be pretty robust and durable anyway. And then obviously the cutout here for the flash. And the microphone, no problem, clears all of that. So overall, I really like this. I understand why it's always sold out and hard to get. The only thing that might be a little weird to me is that Super Chick logo. You know, it's not really my thing. I'm more into pandas. I don't know why. The red, though, I think looks absolutely tremendous. That is, I mean, that is a beautiful looking, like I said, metallic finish. And I've been handling it here pretty heavily, and obviously it's not showing any fingerprints, which is awesome. But despite this being really hard to get your hands on, I'm going to hook you up and make sure we get this to you pretty quickly. So let's give this bad boy away to someone with an iPhone 7 Plus. If you want to be entered in that, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and then comment below. If you put the country that you live in the comment, I'm going to assume that it's an entry for this. If you don't put the comment, or if you don't put the country in the comment, I'm just going to assume that you're commenting on this and give me some feedback and sharing with the community. But don't put the country, because then I'll say, hey, that person once opted out because they're using an Android phone, they're using some other iPhone version, etc., etc. No problem, no problem. God bless you. To each his own, man. I'm no Apple fanboy. I'm no fanboy. I'm no Fandroid either. So, but if you do and you put the country that you live in, I'm going to assume that you have an iPhone 7 Plus or want the case just to enjoy and hold. So then on May 20th, 2017, I'll pick one random comment with the country in the comment to give this case away to. I like it. TORRAS. Super Chick. Red iPhone case. Peter Von Panda out.